Hello YouTube. Thank you for sticking around this far to the video. I wanted to just give a quick explanation on what you just heard and saw. It is a rain system that I came up with after working on a big project's rain system. I wanted to see if it was possible to make a rain system that is particle based that would drive the audio per particle. How I did that was by leveraging the Niagara system. I used its collision data to export to the blueprint, and from there I was able to drive a line trace to do material switching and would give me location, so I could then set that and then play a sound at its location. This is not the most efficient way to do this. I definitely found performance issues and had a lot of issues with the sound properly triggering when the rain became very dense. I also started to explore the meta sound output subsystem. I was essentially using this to drive runtime data and used it sort of like a tick event, you could say, so that I could continuously update certain parameters. One was the particle count and spawn rate, which I did a little math just to increase because it wasn't giving me quite what I wanted. And that is done through the bed. It's a lot of math just to add up. There's some great tutorials out there, which I'll link below, and that gives a fun explanation on how to leverage this. But yeah, it was just a quick way just to explore. I definitely want to flesh this out more and use it in a different capacity, just to really show the power of this. But this was just my first dive into it. One last thing I wanted to talk about was limitation, and one that actually led me down a very fun path to explore the modulation system was the fact that I was using play sound at location. This is a very dirty way to do things. I don't recommend this. I only used it because it was giving me the performance and playback I was looking for. But it definitely has its limitations. For example, I'm not using any audio components, which means when I play this sound, that's it. Nothing can be done. It's just playing the sound. I mean, this does have some parameters that you can adjust, but when it comes to adjusting anything else, let's say like a high pass filter, I can't really do it here. Luckily, as I said, there is the modulation system, which I hooked up to every single raindrop material that I was using. There's a great tutorial done by Dan Reynolds, and I recommend you go watch it. I can link it below. That goes into detail of how to hook up your modulation. And in this case, I was using a high pass filter to essentially make the raindrops sound lighter as the density went down. So it's a very quick hookup. All I did was go into the widget that I set, hooked it up into the control bus mix stage. Then I set it to the control bus mixes that I made, for the raindrops, clamped the values I wanted, and then loaded it onto the level blueprint. And Dan can go into more detail on his tutorial, which he did, which I followed and used. It was a great tutorial. Thank you, Dan. That allowed me to then, have a nice light sounding raindrop when the density went down. I think that about covers most of what I just wanted to talk about and what I did to set this up. If anyone has any questions, feel free to comment below. And as most YouTube people have to say, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and I look forward to sharing what I make next with you all.